Warning! This video may contain foul language, discussion of sex, prostitutes, and other adult topics that might make some people squeamish. If you can't handle this, leave now. But don't bitch to me. Enjoy. Hey, I'm Scott. I'm an American in Bangkok. And I got a letter. And this one's from Vegan is Life. Like that really matters. I dare say there are some meat eaters and some vegetarians that might dispute that you must be a vegan. But whatever, to each his own. I won't judge just on his dietary habits. Who am I to say? Now, before I get into this, if you don't know already, think about getting my book, the new one, Ask Me Anything, Letters from Farang. You can go to theycallmefarang.com, or you can just type my name or the name of the book into Amazon, and boom, it'll pop right up. Or you can get it from in the description down below. And don't forget to go to my website, anamericaninbangkok.com. I think sometimes people forget to go there. I do have a website. Anyway, I want to read this. Now, some of what he says, he has a little bit of merit in what he says, his comments, but a lot of what he says is just anger and stupidity. Chowderheadedness. My wife is Thai and I'm from Europe. I've been coming to Thailand for 10 years. It's a shithole. Apart from the islands and the posh shopping malls, there is fuck all else. The streets are filthy. Nobody cleans the fucking place. Only around the palace, the walking pavements are a fucking disgrace. Whoever half-assed designed them should be fucking shot. Yes, some of the streets are filthy, admittedly. And some of them are clean. My neighborhood is not a shithole. There's not garbage laying everywhere. People tend to put garbage in their garbage cans, just like in Europe. But you might not know that because maybe you're hanging around in shitholes. You're hanging around in areas frequented only by shitheads like yourself. Now, the walking pavements are a fucking disgrace. You know, it depends on where you are. Again, and you know, here's the thing. Exchange the word, let's say Bucharest. Just popped into my head. And tell me that their streets are immaculate. There are going to be places in the city and in Rome that are complete shitholes. There's garbage everywhere. It happens. Now, some countries have more streets with filth in them than others. I admit this. However, to say that the walking pavements are a fucking disgrace, where does that come from? Prostitution is illegal, yet no cop arrests the hookers. Cops are corrupt. Traffic is a nightmare. No one indicates when changing lanes. No one wears a helmet on a bike carrying infants. Okay, let me go one by one here. Yeah, prostitution is technically illegal. I got no answer for you there. So don't come. That's the thing. Oh, your wife is Thai. Okay, well then send her here and you stay in Europe. That's probably the best bet. That way we don't have to listen to you bitch and piss and moan. Because it's been my experience in traveling around the world that just about everywhere has areas that could be considered shitholes. And I've been to a fair number of countries. I've been to around 50. And many, many places are far worse than Thailand. And that said, you don't have to come here. If you hate the country, don't come here. It's as simple as that. However, thank you for the fodder for this video, once again. The cops are corrupt. Not every cop is corrupt here. I dare say that some of them would take exception with that. Traffic is a nightmare. Okay. It can be, yes. And I don't particularly like the traffic. Traffic dictates where and when I go. However, I'm in an area where there is a lot of traffic because I live near Lot Brow Road. That's not to say that you can't live somewhere where traffic is not a nightmare. Although, in Bangkok, it's a big city like many other cities, like in New York, like in LA. I mean, tell me that LA doesn't have some places that... I mean, I've been in LA, and I've been in New York, and I've been in many of the big cities in the United States, and guess what? There's a lot of shit laying on the streets. Now, there may be people picking it up, but that shit gets thrown right back out onto the street. You know, I mean, come on. There's slums everywhere. We're not talking about... The majority of Bangkok is not a slum. It's not that much of a shithole. Let's see here. And, you know, for me, I like it. I like a little grit in my life. I don't want perfection, sterility. I don't want that. That's why I don't particularly want to live in Singapore. Because it's far more sterile, in my opinion. You can call it whatever you want. I call it more sterile than Bangkok. You know. Let's see here. Here comes the good stuff. No one indicates when changing lanes. Okay, yeah, sure. That's a crock of shit because I see people indicating all the time. Now, I understand what you're saying. The traffic laws are not quite as stringent, or at least they're not followed as stringently as in other countries. Admittedly. Go to Cambodia, pal. Let's see what you think about that place and their traffic. No one wears a helmet on a bike carrying infants. Now, that's not true because I've seen people on motorbikes with infants wearing helmets, but I will say that I have had an accident many years ago where there was about 5 people on the motorcycle. None of them had helmets on. The guy driving's looking backwards. Hey, what's going on? And, you know, we had an accident. Not good. So, okay, you know, it's never good, but, again, you got a choice. Are the police not supposed to be there for the welfare of the people, including kids, for fuck's sake? They make jobs for people that are too lazy. Wait a minute. They make jobs for people that are lazy cunts. That are for lazy cunts. Sorry. People fill your petrol for you? Well, wait a minute. They do that in America, too. And then they have self-service. Here, they just have self-service. Why am I not capable of getting out of my car to fill it myself? Dude, if this kind of shit bothers you, then you really don't need to come here. I have Dipso directing into a parking space. I can drive, you fucking moron, and I see the parking space. See, I look at it slightly differently. Now, granted, sometimes I think to myself, what is this dumb fuck doing? Why is this dummy trying to direct me out into the road or direct the car into the parking space? But you know what? At the end of the day, who gives a fuck? Is it that important that you gotta bitch and piss and moan? I mean, are you that fucking much of a basket stress? You're a basket case, stress case, chowderhead that you gotta bitch and piss and moan because some guy's directing you into the parking space? I don't know. I mean, maybe you just, you know, you've been coming to Thailand for 10 years. You ain't been living here. And that's pretty fucking obvious. Because if you've been living here for 10 years, you wouldn't be bitching about that shit. What about the people that stand in front of the fucking elevator? You got a group of 10 people standing there going, should we go up? Margaret, Somchai, where do we go now? Should we take a left? Or should we go up? And people are like, hey, will you get the fuck out of my way? I'm trying to go up the escalator. I mean, shit happens. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's not that important. Just get the fuck over it and move on with your fucking worthless life. Vegan is life. Let's see here. Oh, man. Thai people are too materialistic. Aren't people in the world materialistic? Aren't the majority of people in the world materialistic? Many, many, many people, not only Thai, are materialistic. So while some Thai people definitely are too materialistic and too money hungry, so are many other nationalities. It's dangerous as fuck. There's no social welfare and too many poor people. You have to pay to take pictures in some circumstances. Talk about taking a fucking liberty. Well, guess what? I've been up to Byoke Tower, and I've had several times in my time here. I've been there probably 5, 10 times. And they've asked me, because I had a camera, they've asked me to pay to go up top and take photos. Aside from that, I've never been asked. Now, I agree. They push it a bit, because I think it was some ridiculous amount, like, at the time it was like 300, then maybe it's 500 now, I don't know. I understand that that can be irritating, but guess what? I paid once. The rest of the times, I didn't fucking pay. I said, I ain't paying. Sorry. No dice. And that's what you can do. And if you don't like it, instead of bitching and pissing and moaning about it, go have your food, go do whatever, go take a piss, go do whatever you're doing there, and move on. Okay, Thailand can be dangerous, yes, but guess what? I don't hear about too many drive-by shootings here. Every Thai person should have to pay outside Thailand if they want to see a museum or country's artifacts, see how they fucking like it. You can't, okay, well now I will say on that one he's got something. Because for them charging 10 times the amount here for farang than they do for Thais, like I said, if I ever have to sell something to a Thai back in the United States, they're paying 10 times more, they can fuck off. Because, somebody's going to have to change in this country. They're going to have to make a change and say, hey, this is not really fair. We shouldn't be doing this. But, again, you don't have to do it. And generally, I don't. Now, my wife might go up and try to finagle a deal, and she's done it. She did it recently, several times, where I just showed my passport, I showed my visa, boom, in, same price as the Thai. Let's see here. Whew. You can't walk into a shopping mall without being fucking hounded to buy something. I wanted to tell so many people to fuck off and leave me alone to look in peace. Generally, when I walk into a shopping center, I don't get hounded, okay? Now, I was very surprised the other day. This is like 2-3 days ago. I went into the grocery. I buy some rice. I got this rice. I'm getting the rice. Normally it's like $2.49. Now it's like 189 baht. I'm like, hey, okay, this is the rice that I like. I want it. I'm going to get it. I get the rice. I'm putting the rice in my basket, and this girl goes, sir, sir, sir. I said, what? I got my headphones on, which I do, just in case somebody wants to talk to me that I don't want to talk to. But she seemed like, I don't know, she seemed like she worked there and she was being nice. So I said, what? Took my headphone off for a second. What is it? Oh, you should buy this rice. There's a guarantee on it. And I said, I don't care about the guarantee. It's 100 baht cheaper. I'm like, I don't care. I want this rice. I want this rice because I eat this rice all the time. I know what this rice is. My kids know what it is. We like that brand. Okay? We're brand loyal. Not really, but I wanted that one. And she kept pawning me off to this other one. And finally I said, I don't want it. I put my bag in the bottom of the shopping cart. Thank you. Put my headphone in and walked off. That's all. Not a big deal. I mean, okay. Whew. They act like they are so modern, yet far behind in common sense. Well, you want to talk about common sense, buddy? Seriously, how about all the guys? They go in and they find the girl of their dreams dancing around, butt naked or half naked, titties flopping around, and after 2 nights together, she's my dream girl. We're going to live happily ever after. And then I get a message from him 3 weeks later. Scott, I don't know what happened. She took my $25 million. What am I going to do? The bitch. She's no good. Ugh. Yeah, everybody's got such good common sense. The thing about common sense is there's not enough of it. And most people who think they got a shitload of common sense have none. And you're one of those people. Because you're a fucking chowderhead. Okay, let's go on here. Well, Thailand is getting more modern. Although, one of the beauties of Thailand is the fact that it is so culturally different from other more modern countries. And yet, there is some, still some modernness to it, and this is what I think draws a lot of people to the country. They get to see things like the SkyTrain and the subway and all these malls, and yet they can take a little trip and, you got some guy that's grinding up coconut with a hand grinder, and, he's driving his buffalo down the street or whatever, Okay, everything in customer service is fucking useless and takes a fucking lifetime. Be it getting a coffee, going to the bank, ordering food, buying cinema tickets. It's like the Europe and the Western people arrived and tried to educate the natives, and the natives completely fucked it up. Now, on this last comment, I gotta call total bullshit. Now, I will say that at times, you're standing there looking for somebody to help you, and there's some girl and her girlfriend hunched down behind a counter because she's playing on the phone or sending a line message to her boyfriend or whatever, and they're giggling like little kids. All right, but let's face it. You got this kind of shit in shopping centers in the United States and Europe. You got people that are, they're a little bit young, and they're like, this job pays shit. I want to be on my phone with my friend or whatever. I want to yap to my buddy over here. And that's how it is. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that the customer service is bad. And I will say something. Just today, where's my watch? Oh, it's over on my counter over there. Anyway, I got this watch. It's a Tag. And on the side, everything's beautiful on the watch. It's a great watch, fairly expensive, and it was a gift. And on the side, the words Tag Heuer are starting to come off. And I just thought to myself, I wonder if they can put that back on. So I called up Tag and spoke to the guy. He spoke excellent English. I've spoken to him once before when I needed a new band, a replacement band for the watch after about 3 or 4 years. And I said to him, is this possible to put that on? He said, oh, just 1 minute. He talks to his guy. He said, yeah, of course it's possible. And but it may not be 100%. It might be like 98%. We've never had a problem with anybody. We just want to say that, we are we paint this by hand. So we try to make it as perfect as possible, and no one's ever complained. However, I just want to let you know that. I said, okay, great. How much is it going to be? Now, I'm thinking, my watch band was something like $160. It was like 5,000 baht, $150. Which, that's nothing to sneeze at. I wasn't too happy about it, but, being that I didn't pay for the watch, I was like, all right, well, whatever, I want to keep the watch. So I say to him, how much is it going to cost? I'm thinking 2,000, 3,000 baht, maybe $100, $150. Oh, it's free. It's free. And I said, really? How long does it take? No more than a week. Now, I know from dealing with Tag before that it's going to take no more than a week. And when it comes to the banks, okay, sometimes, yeah, they can be a little anal. I don't think it's necessarily the bank itself. And this is the thing. I bitched about the bank. I bitched because Thai Military Bank, they asked to copy every single one of the pages in my passport. And I'm like, why the fuck do you need to copy every page? You need to copy the page with my photo on it, so you have my ID, and you need to have the page with my visa on it, and the, what do you call it, the TM7, I think it is, the departure card. Other than that, you don't need all that other shit. Now, that's all I was really bitching about. The banks themselves tend to be pretty good. I mean, I've never had a major foul up with my funds, nothing at all, and I have transferred some large sums of money when I was dealing in boxing, and never a problem. In fact, sometimes the money comes quite a bit faster than I think it will come. I think, oh, it's going to take like 3 days. And the next day, it's in my account. So, when it comes to banks, all right, whatever. Maybe I'll grant you a little leeway on that one. Getting a coffee? Give me a fucking break. It takes you 5 minutes at most to get a coffee. I mean, Jesus Christ. You're talking about out on the street when everybody, all the cheapskates go, all the Thais go because they only want to pay 20 baht for a coffee. What do you expect? That, it's like everybody from that is going to work stops and gets coffee. They only want to pay 20 baht or 25 baht. And so there's going to be a line, but guess what? It's still not going to take that long. If you go into Amazon, what's that other one? Where there's Starbucks, Amazon, and all the Black Canyon. You go into all those, usually you got your coffee in a couple of minutes. I mean, you got no reason to bitch. okay? And I can tell you that it doesn't take any longer in the Starbucks here than it does in the Starbucks in the United States, in Florida, and in New York. Doesn't take any longer. Now, in China, in Shanghai, it takes a hell of a lot longer, but then they're a bogus Starbucks, not a real one. So maybe that makes a difference. I don't know. Ordering food, I mean, listen, I go across the street and eat, and it takes me 2 minutes to get my food. I go down to Happy Land Center. It takes as long as it takes them to cook the food, I got my food. Usually it takes no longer, even if there's an order ahead of me, it takes maybe 5 minutes. I don't know what you're talking about, okay, when it comes to the food. Buying cinema tickets, again, give me a fucking break. I've been to more movies than I can count here. It's something that my kids love to do. And sometimes you go and there's 3 or 4, maybe 5 people ahead of you. But guess what? You still get serviced in like no more than 5 minutes. So what's the problem? And you know, this attitude of European superiority or white superiority or whatever, I mean, is it any wonder that maybe the people don't want to treat you that well? Don't move to this fucking backwards wannabe country. Europe and the West are civilized, modern, and well-run countries with rules in place to help safety and people with a need to get by in life. Thailand is like a proud society with a careless criminal attitude with laws that are not worth the paper they are written on. Hypocritical kit. Now, I forgot. They are no pure Thai celebrities. They are all half-bred, mongrel, Chinese immigrants, or foreigner kids that are white. Talk about shit patriotism. Boy, you know, I don't know if you are honestly this miserable when it comes to Thailand. Maybe you just want me to make a video. And I love doing it because I have no problem telling you that you're a fucking chowderhead and you're full of shit. It's so funny that people who are willing to spend a little bit of money when they come here and visit have a fucking fantastic time. And they still, with all the problems, they view it as a place where their dollar goes quite far. And considering all the shit that's going on in the United States, and how all the little fucking snowflakes want to bash all the Republicans, and the fucking Republicans want to talk shit about this. Frankly, I don't give a fuck. All I care about is what's good for the country. You know what I'm saying? So when you start talking shit about Thailand, listen, Thailand has its flaws. I'm not gonna get into them, and I'm certainly not gonna talk about some of the subjects that this guy wants me to talk about, which is why I blacked out one line. I'm not gonna talk about it. It's not going to remain on my channel. Because I don't need any problems because of some dickhead like this guy, whether he's a troll or just a prick. Because I wouldn't doubt that the guy's not a troll. He's just some dick who thinks he's entitled because I'm in Thailand. You got to treat me like a king. No, you know what it is? It's 50-50. You treat them with respect, they treat you with respect. You treat them decently, they treat you decently. They start treating you like shit, you kind of temper your response. You see where things are going, because at some point, you may realize that you just don't understand the whole fucking system, and maybe you're the prick. And that if you hold back a little bit, you'll start learning, hey, well, maybe I should do this, maybe I should do that. And as far as the welfare of the people, what the fuck do you care? You're a European. You don't need their welfare system. Why do you care? Here's the thing I always say. When you become a citizen of Thailand and you can vote, start fucking worrying about what's going on. If things start affecting you negatively here, however they may be, whatever they may be, then you have the right to bitch and piss and moan and leave. Until then, shut the fuck up, stop bitching and moaning, get off your little fucking high horse, which you don't belong on, because you're just a little cunt. Happy days. That's all I got, really. I mean, I see shit like this and I'm going, I think one of two things. First, some anus has decided he wants me to make a video. So he wants to waste time by writing this fucking piece of shit kind of a letter. Or it's some guy who is generally miserable as fuck. And I wouldn't doubt that this guy could be the same guy who wrote the last one. You can be as negative as you want. I don't give a shit. It doesn't affect me. I don't have bad things to say about the country. I mean, there are bad things everywhere. I could talk shit about Thailand all day long if I wanted, but I could talk shit about America all day long too. And I'm sure at some point, if I did a little more research, I could talk all kinds of shit about Europe and Germany and France and Belgium and what's going on with immigration there and all this other shit. I could jump on the bandwagon. But guess what? I don't want to live my life that way. You know, life here can be good. But then, this is the thing. If you got a miserable fuck from Europe or America coming to Thailand and then complaining about how miserable Thailand is, guess what? They're going to be fucking miserable wherever they go. So, that's all I got. Until next time, I'm Scott. I'm an American in Bangkok. Choke me, lap, jerk